Hello, hello, colleagues, family members, and friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Pemberton of Education. I am live on the campus right now, but I wanted to come to you to talk to you about a critical piece of the faculty hiring process. And as you can tell by the title on the screen, we are going to focus on your publication record. More importantly, I am going to show you how you can strengthen your candidacy by building a strong publication record fast. The reason why I decided to do this particular recording and focus on this subject is because I noticed that many of my colleagues were finding challenges on getting hired at universities and colleges. And when I spoke with some of my colleagues on what they felt the challenges were, they were not for sure, but I did ask to see their CVs. And when I looked at their CVs, I recognized quickly that many of my colleagues did not have any indication that they published any of their research. Now, publications are one of the strongest signals of research productivity, and committees are not just hiring you for who you are today, they are hiring you for what you will produce in the future, and that's including publications. So, even one or two publications or a manuscript under review that is indicated on your CV can demonstrate that you are moving in the right direction. Now, publication matters because it demonstrates research productivity. Again, publications are tangible evidence that you are not just thinking about research, but completing it. They transform your efforts into measurable outputs, proving to search committees and future mentors that you have the drive to turn ideas into finished products. Also, publication matters because it signals readiness for tenure track expectations. The transition to a tenure track position requires proof that you can handle the rigor of publishing requirements. A record of peer reviewed articles shows you understand the rhythm of academic writing and are ready to meet high volume, high quality expectations. Publication also matters because it shows expertise in your field. Publishing in established journals and with academic presses highlights that your research is worthy of peer review and public consumption. It is how you build your scholarly identity and cement your authority within a specific research niche, positioning you as an expert among peers. And then publication matters because it strengthens your competitiveness in the hiring pools. The academic job market is increasingly saturated. Many of us are earning our master's degrees, our doctorate degrees, and our PhDs. And so publications are often the primary difference in the screening process. A strong peer-reviewed publication list makes you stand out as a candidate, providing external validation of your scholarly merits to hiring committees. Now, maybe you are asking yourself the question, what are search committees looking for? Well, search committees are evaluating several things at one time. Yes, they do care about your degree, that's important, and your research area, but they are also looking for alignment. Does your work fit their department? They want to determine if your work meets and aligns with the direction that they're heading. And also, just as important, do you show evidence that you can collaborate and contribute as a colleague? And collaboration is not just do you work well together, but do you have evidence in your research where you have co-published your research with other colleagues? These are two very, very, very important areas that search committees are evaluating. And if you don't have this indicated on your CV, it's not too late because I'm going to talk to you about what you could do to help you to add this to your CV to increase your candidacy for employment. So here is the reality, my colleagues. Many candidates look very similar on paper. We have strong degrees, good recommendations, and oftentimes an extensive teaching experience. But what often separates candidates is momentum. Publications, even in progress on your CV, can give you that edge when decisions get close. So I want to provide you with a few steps to help you to increase your opportunity for employment by adding publications to your CV. My first step is that you need to audit your work. You likely already have more material than you realize. Your dissertation chapters, your conference presentations, or even strong course papers can become publications. The goal is not to start from scratch. You have already, you did the work. So, but you need to identify one or two pieces you can realistically develop and submit within a short time frame. The next step is that you need to choose the right journal. This is where strategy truly matters. Don't just aim for the most prestigious journal, aim for the right journal. Remember, hiring committees at a university is looking to determine if you work well with other colleagues and if your work fits their department. So, selecting the correct and the right journal is important because that journal determines if your research fits their department. So, what I can recommend for you is you can look at where scholars in your field are publishing similar work, and then also pay attention to scope, the audience, and formatting expectations. Steps 3 and 4. Step number 3 is to create a timeline. One of the biggest mistakes is being too vague with your timeline, like saying, I'll write this summer, I'll write in the spring or in the fall. That is not enough. Break your work into weekly goals. This is really helpful for me. And I write down my goals on paper on a calendar. So you can use a calendar to help you with your weekly goals. And then treat your submission like a deadline that cannot be moved. Structure creates progress, and this is important. So as a individual, if you've already earned your degrees and you are putting together your publication portfolio, you want to treat this as if it's in a course where you have deadlines. Also, step number 4, I'm encouraging you to build an accountability team. Writing in isolation can slow you down. And accountability, whether through a writing group, peer partners, or even mentors, can significantly increase your chances of finishing. But some people could be very disciplined. Some people can say, hey, all I need is to put a timeline together. And once I have my timeline, I'm going to be productive. So you have to know what your strengths and your weaknesses are. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you are moving forward to building your publication portfolio. All right, step number 5, submit your work. Colleagues, listen, this is where many people get stuck. Waiting for perfection delays progress. The reality is that peer review is part of the process. Your goal is to get your work into the system. Under review on your CV is a powerful signal that you're committed to publication and submission. So don't get hung up on perfecting your research. Submit your research and allow it to go through the process. And then once you submit your work, you want to start on a new project. Notice I am not recommending that you work on more than one project at a time, but I am sharing with you once you have submitted your work, you want to start on a second project because strong candidates don't just have one project, they have a pipeline. While your first manuscript is under review, begin working on another project. This shows sustained productivity and helps build long-term momentum. Now, colleagues, remember, publication equals you becoming a stronger candidate to hire. As you are putting together your publication portfolio, be mindful of these common pitfalls. Waiting too long to submit is a common pitfall. Choosing journals that don't fit your work. Trying to juggle too many projects, and working without support. Avoiding these can save you time and frustration. Again, the simple goal is to have at least one manuscript submitted and a second one in progress. That alone can significantly strengthen your application and how committees perceive your readiness to be part of their faculty. Thank you so very much for listening to this video and watching this video. I'd love to hear from you. So please do me a huge favor in the comments section. Type for me and let me know what challenges are you facing when it comes to writing or publishing. What barriers are getting in your way? I want to hear from you. Let's talk through them and identify solutions together. I will make and put together additional videos to help you along the way. and provide you with recommendations and steps that have helped me as well when I am putting together my publication portfolio. For more information regarding all things education from Jean's perspective, you can visit my website at endaseducation.com. That's endaseducation.com. Please do me a huge favor. Also, like this video. Share this video with someone who you know will benefit from the information that I have shared, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll come back to you real soon with another video on all things education from Jane's perspective. Take care.